Hello and welcome to Housing TV News at the top of the hour, coming to you from our studios in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Friday Joshua. Our top stories: federal government passes economic growth responsibility to governors to boost job creation. President Tinubu commences review of state police bill. Labour issues August 11 ultimatum to federal government over unpaid workers' allowances. In business, Nigeria's largest bank sells held shares on the Nigerian exchange. In the build sector, infrastructure expansion drives Abuja rent increase. And on the foreign scene, 7 killed as Ukrainian drone strikes busy beach in Russia. Now the news in detail. The federal government has shifted the primary burden of economic growth to state governors across all 36 states this month. The post-reform transition rallies state chiefs to drive local productivity and create jobs within their domains. The policy mandate moves to prevent continued overdependence on central revenue allocations at the subnational level. Governors now plan to attract private investment and expand local infrastructure projects. Finance leaders assure states of continued technical support during this critical economic realignment. Governors present new development plans before the next Economic Council meeting. The federal government has called for immediate public input on the proposed creation of state police across Nigeria. This nationwide consultation follows a disturbing report of over 5,000 fatalities recorded in the second quarter. The ministry accelerates this legislative push to address spreading violence and protect vulnerable communities. Citizens are expected to contribute through public hearings and formal memoranda submitted to lawmakers this week. Civil society groups applaud the engagement as critical to transparent law enforcement reforms. Legislators promise to integrate all public feedback into the final draft before passage. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has commenced a final comprehensive review of the proposed state police bill at the State House in Abuja. The executive draft framework proposes a decentralized policing system across all 36 states. The presidency prioritizes the legislative review to strengthen Nigeria's internal security architecture ahead of parliamentary transition. The system includes strict legislative checks to prevent political abuse by state governors. Lawmakers in both houses of the National Assembly express readiness to speed up deliberations once received. Top officials confirm the draft contains clear operational and financial guidelines. Organized labor has issued an ultimatum expiring August 11 to the federal government over unpaid workers' allowances. The trade unions demand immediate disbursement of outstanding wage awards owed to public workers across all ministries. Union leaders declared this industrial action to protect workers from mounting inflationary pressure nationwide. Labour prepares a total work stoppage if government fails to meet demands before the deadline. Government officials commence emergency conciliation meetings this week to head off the threatened strike action. Workers across the nation remain on high alert for further directives from the union executives. The National Broadcasting Commission has filed a fresh appeal at the Court of Appeal in Abuja against a judgment voiding its fining powers. The regulators sought this renewed legal battle to retain disciplinary powers over errant media stations nationwide. The agency maintains that existing broadcast statutes grant its full enforcement authority over airwave violations. Media owners continue to insist that regulators cannot exercise judicial sanction powers directly. The outcome of this appeal is expected to shape the future of press freedom and broadcast laws across Nigeria. Stakeholders in the media industry monitor proceedings closely as court dates approach. Lecturers at Advocacy University in Akungba Akoko have issued a fresh strike notice over delayed salary implementation. Members of the academic staff union demand full disbursement of approved new salary structures and subventions. The union takes this hardline position after exhausting all negotiation channels with the state government this month. Lecturers vote to down tools immediately once the grace period expires. Students appeal directly to state authorities to intervene quickly and prevent a shutdown of academic calendar. Management continues emergency talks with government officials to release necessary funds. We take a pause here. Up next are news stories from the business and build sector.
The strength of a nation begins with the strength of its communities. Housing TV Africa, informing, educating, inspiring.
You are watching Housing TV News at the top of the hour. In business, Nigeria's most valuable bank, First Holdco Financial Group, has commenced the sale of a $1 billion share block on the Nigerian exchange. The institution commences this sale of 10 billion held ordinary shares to meet new central bank capitalization rules. The capital transaction targets major local and international institutional investors in the current financial trading quarter. Financial analysts confirm that the offering generates significant interest across global capital markets. The proceeds will strengthen the bank's balance sheet and fund its regional expansion plans across Africa. Stakeholders welcome this step as a major boost for Nigeria's capital market stability. In the build sector, the Ebonyi State Ministry of Housing and Urban Development has intensified a crackdown on unsafe residential and commercial buildings. Task force officers expedite the sealing and demolition of weak structures failing on-site integrity tests. State authorities accelerate this enforcement drive across urban towns this month following recent heavy downpours to prevent collapses. Property developers receive final warnings to obtain full regulatory approvals before building. The government offers assurances that unqualified contractors will face immediate prosecution under the state's urban laws. Residents are urged to report distressed buildings to ministerial officials immediately. An infrastructure boom across Abuja has driven up residential rent prices very significantly across multiple districts this year. Surging rental costs impact thousands of capital residents as lease renewals reach record high rates. Property owners adjust rents upward by capitalizing on newly completed roads and expanded public utilities in suburbs. Real estate developers say demand for modern housing continues to outstrip available apartment supply. Housing advocates ask the government to accelerate social housing schemes to relieve financial pressure on tenants. Residents call for regulatory measures to control unchecked housing cost increases in Abuja. We take another pause and coming up are stories from sports and foreign scene.
Did you know housing contributes significantly to economic growth, job creation, and national development? Stay informed, stay connected, stay with Housing TV Africa.
You're still watching Housing TV News. The administrative crisis within FIFA has deepened as three major national football federations officially withdraw their support for President Gianni Infantino today. This major rebellion follows mounting disagreements over proposed commercial governance reforms and global tournament structures. The unexpected withdrawal of support has created significant division among member associations ahead of upcoming Executive Council meetings. Football analysts now view this move as a severe threat to Infantino's leadership stability. Top officials from the dissenting federations have called for immediate structural reviews to restore administrative transparency across world football. FIFA executives have scheduled emergency consultation talks to address the rising governance disputes. And on the foreign scene, Russian security officials have confirmed that 7 people have died and over 40 others have suffered injuries after a Ukrainian drone struck a crowded coastal beach today. The high-impact strike has triggered immediate emergency rescue operations and mass evacuations across the coastal district as medical teams deploy to the scene. Hospital authorities have admitted several critically injured victims for urgent surgical care, while security forces sealed off the targeted zone to investigate the drone's flight origin. Kremlin officials have strongly condemned the targeted attack on civilians and have ordered an immediate review of coastal defense systems to prevent further airspace breaches. The escalation has intensified diplomatic tensions across the region, with international observers closely monitoring the strategic fallout from the strike. And that's the news story on Housing TV Africa. Before we go, let's give you a recap of our top stories. Federal government passes economic growth responsibility to governors to boost job creation. President Tinubu commences review of state police bill. Labour issues August 11 ultimatum to federal government over unpaid workers' allowances. In business, Nigeria's largest bank sells held shares on the Nigerian exchange. In the build sector, infrastructure expansion drives Abuja rent increase. And on the foreign scene, 7 killed as Ukrainian drones strike busy beach in Russia. For more news in the housing sector, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Housing TV Africa. Follow our social media platforms and download the Housing TV mobile app and free TV app on Google Play Store and Apple Store to stay connected. Many thanks for watching. I am Friday Joshua. Bye for now.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts on Facebook, Housing TV Africa, on Twitter, Housing TV Africa, Instagram, Housing TV Africa. Join the conversation and keep up with latest housing updates.